Welcome to Around the Couch. I'm Alex, sitting in for Jeff Callis, founder of KidneyCouch.com and a kidney cancer survivor for just over 2.5 years. Today I want to talk with you about something that affects every single one of us dealing with cancer, whether you're the patient, a family member, friend, or caregiver. It's called time toxicity, but honestly, I don't particularly care for that word toxicity. As a cancer survivor, I don't consider my thoughts about cancer as toxic. So instead, let's think of it as time lost. Time lost is all that time we spend on healthcare-related activities instead of time we could be spending enjoying life, thinking about something other than cancer. It's the time spent traveling to and from appointments, waiting in lobbies to be called for a CT scan, sitting through tests, office visits with healthcare providers, going through treatment. But you know what? The most agonizing time lost is waiting for test results. That's the time I find most stressful, wasteful, and at times completely debilitating. Because that's when we go through all the different scenarios depending on what those results might show. Will the CT scan show that my kidney cancer has shown up in the other kidney? Has it traveled to my lungs? Many patients have a word for this: scanxiety. The worry before, during, and after an imaging scan to check for cancer. Only after we get those results back from the radiologist does the anxiety finally melt away. Hopefully. If you're like me, stress takes a real physical toll. Stress, worry, and being preoccupied with something negative affects our hearts, our minds, our other organs. It can actually make our cancer situation even worse. This is the most debilitating time lost to cancer. Not just the impact on our time, but those negative, all-consuming thoughts of the worst possible news. Let me share something personal with you. When I was first diagnosed with kidney cancer, that's all I thought about. What are my chances of surviving the next 2 to 5 years? Are my doctors telling me everything, or are they holding back negative news? I used to go for walks to think and clear my head. Before my cancer diagnosis, walking allowed me to escape and focus on the good things in my life. But after getting the news, I couldn't go for a walk without tripping over thoughts of my cancer. It was right there in front of me, every other step. My thoughts always came back to cancer and the many questions I had. But I just kept walking, one step at a time. And you know what? Eventually those thoughts became less frequent. My outlook became more positive. I resolved to be more determined not to let cancer consume my life. Because if you don't do this, then cancer wins. It may win in the end, but I'm not throwing in the towel without a fight. I became determined to spend my time thinking about anything other than cancer. The joys in my life, my wife, my boys, family, and friends, as well as activities that I enjoy. Healthcare experts suggest focusing on life in the moment, and if you're so inclined, giving it over to the power of God. It's like forcing yourself to get on the treadmill or take a walk to better your health. You have to take a step forward during those time-lost moments in your journey to appreciate the best parts of your life. We have to make the best of the hand we've been dealt. Nothing under the table will save us from the reality of playing the hand out. We are all in. The only ace up our sleeve is to reduce the loss of time by not letting cancer consume our thoughts. Here's what I recommend. Sit around the couch with family, friends, and fellow cancer patients. Have meaningful discussions about how best to reduce the amount of time lost in your experience. Reach out to others and let them reach into you. Look, I'm not trying to minimize a disease that robs us of time better spent on something else, but we can't let it win by consuming every moment of our thoughts. We still have control over how we spend the time we have and how we choose to think about our lives beyond this diagnosis. Thank you for listening today. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Connect with others, focus on the moments that bring you joy, and don't let cancer steal any more time than it absolutely has to. Thank you for listening. I'm Alex, sitting in for Jeff Callis from Kidney Couch. Join us next time, Around the Couch.